I'm just saying a few words about the ridiculous decision of the High Court to award £2.3 million compensation to the companies behind the live exports of sheep for slaughter to Europe from Ramsgate. I'm absolutely appalled by what's happened. We've got a company, or companies should I say, which for the past nearly 5 years have been exporting sheep for slaughter to mainland Europe in absolutely horrendous conditions. The companies behind this trade are common criminals. The mastermind, somebody called Underwater from Holland, has been convicted in British courts on one previous occasion for smuggling sheep not properly identified on a ferry from Dover a few years ago. So actually smuggling hundreds of live sheep, which they classified as dead meat, on a ferry through Dover about 5 years ago. So Johnny Underwater is a criminal in our courts. And then on top of that, Channel Livestock, which is also involved in organising this brutal trade, a company called Channel Livestock with its boss Thomas Lomas, they were convicted in Dover Magistrates Court in 2014 for major breaches of animal welfare legislation in the way that they transported the animals to Thanet, to Ramsgate Harbour, the 47 animals who had to be destroyed, and Lomas was given a 6-month suspended prison sentence. So the people behind this trade, Underwater and Lomas, are common fucking criminals who have been convicted in UK courts for animal cruelty and deception in terms of sending sheep through as dead meat. You can't get worse than that. And when Thanet District Council put a temporary block on the further exports back in 2013 of sheep after the 47 were killed, the fucking High Court decides to give these criminals £2.3 million in compensation. How can you make this up? You can't make it up. People convicted of animal cruelty, a local council that tries to temporarily stop them exporting because they were demonstrably cruel, and then the High Court says, well, sorry guys, you did the wrong thing, you didn't have the power to do it, here's a £2.3 million order. And it gets worse than that, because it wasn't just £2.3 million that Thanet Council had to pay. I got the information from the council just a couple of days ago that on top of the £2.3 million, they had to pay £300,000 in legal advice. So that's £2.6 million. And that £300,000, 3/4 of it, was to the companies who were taking the case to the High Court. So they've had to pay the High Court costs of the people they've compensated as well. I mean, £2.6 million is well over 10% of the annual budget of Thanet District Council. It's quite fucking unbelievable that people who have been proven to be cruel to animals, carrying out an absolutely medieval barbaric trade from Ramsgate Port, are able then to go to the High Court and screw a local authority for making what I believe was a sound decision. It's appalling. It really does mean we've got to be trying to reform what's going on in Europe to stop this legal perversity from happening. I'm furious. And I think a good few other people will be. We need to get this right, and we need to continue the struggle to stop live exports from Ramsgate and anywhere else, and to change the fucking crazy laws that allow people convicted of animal abuse to be able to then turn round and claim £2.6 million in compensation. It's a fucking joke.